Day 3 for Tory Lanez's felony assault trial just ended, and woo, it was a doozy. Here's a recap. We were inside the Criminal Justice Center where Kelsey Harris testified, and it blew everyone's mind. She basically recanted her entire statement that she made to the prosecution back in September. They did a very lengthy interview with her, and she basically is saying today that she doesn't remember any of the events that took place when the shooting occurred. You can tell the prosecution was extremely frustrated. I'm sure they called her as a witness because they thought she was going to come in, identify Tory as a shooter, and pretty much help them make this case. That did not happen. She basically said that since September, she's had a baby, she's had some things happen in her family, someone's died, and she's been under a lot of stress, and that is why she cannot recall the events of the evening. She was asked, though, specifically if she shot Megan, and that she said no to. When asked if Tory shot Megan, she said she did not recall seeing him do anything. Here's what was interesting. She also never called it a shooting. What she said was that she heard gunshots. She never used the word shooting. Earlier, I mentioned that she had immunity, which was basically given to her, so anything she said would not be used against her. Her attorney also made sure to let the judge know that she was going to be asserting her Fifth Amendment right, which she did several times when she was asked questions that she did not want to answer. She said that she didn't want to incriminate herself. So she also laid out the details of the evening. She said that EJ dropped them off at Kylie Jenner's house. She said that it was not a party. She was very adamant about that it was just a small gathering of people. She did also say that Tory and her had a relationship and that they had began hooking up because Meg was the one that introduced the two of them and was the one that really was like, you should start up a thing with Tory, which was very interesting. This is a detail we had not heard before. She said that she found out on that evening that Tory and Megan had started having a sexual relationship, and she was infuriated. She said that the argument in the car was about that she said that Megan always tries to backdoor her. She said that Megan was very disloyal, and she was very upset finding out about what happened, what was going on between the two of them while she was back in Houston. She also dropped this bomb that was very interesting. She said that Megan was very upset during the gathering. She said that her demeanor was off. She had this very weird laugh, and she said that Tory was having a great time. He had been drinking a lot. They all had been drinking a lot, but that he was flirting with Kylie in the pool. She didn't insinuate that that was what had Meg upset, but she did make a point to say that Tory was flirting with Kylie. She also said this, that I thought was very interesting, that they left the house, but then they went back because Megan had left a shoe or a slipper. And when she had gone inside, there was an argument that was happening on the inside at Kylie's house. And she came back outside and said, Kylie said, we gotta go. At that point, that was when it was the four of them in the car, the driver, Tory, Megan, and Kelsey in the back seat. She was very adamant about the fact that she did not see Tory shoot Megan. What she said was that she heard gunshots and that she was getting out of the SUV. Megan was already out of the SUV. And at the time, she heard gunshots. She doesn't know how many gunshots. And when she noticed that Megan had made her way up a driveway, she also made her way to look after her to see what was going on, but she doesn't recall what was said. She didn't even recall that Megan was bleeding. They also showed us evidence, a text message that Kelsey sent to Justin, Megan's security, where she wrote, "Help, Tory shot Meg, 911." They also played a phone call that Tory made from jail to Kelsey the day after the shooting. And he basically was apologizing. He still never says for what. And he lets her know that it was only because he was drinking. He's really, really sorry about his behavior. He asks her if there's anything that he can do to help her. And he also says to her that he wants to come to the hospital and asks where the hospital is. Tory seemed to be in good spirits as he was yesterday, taking notes. He was very laser focused in on Kelsey's testimony. So it seems as though the prosecution still has some questions to ask her, and then she'll also have to go through cross-examination. So she will be returning here tomorrow. We'll be back here tomorrow with more juicy updates from the trial. For HipHollywood.com, I'm Jasmine Simpkins.